What's up, Tsla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with Tesla SPY and the broader markets. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I'm saying as financial advice whatsoever. As far as Tesla's going, I just want to mention that Tesla got this rejection on the 4 hour. And instead of holding above 440, we were chopping between 440 and 444, by the way. And then Tesla started to lose that. And instead of holding that, we ended up dipping back down to 435. So if we can't hold above 435, we could see Tesla continue to decline. And we might be dipping closer to about that 428 area again, as there's some weakness on Tesla stock. Now, this is just a temporary form of weakness. I'm not saying this is going to last forever, but this is what I was talking about in my video from yesterday about how we had that bearish divergence and how Tesla was at risk of seeing some downside. Also, looking at our PPO indicator, Tesla's also showing some weakness right over there. And for now, this may continue to fall a bit. Now, despite this, Dan Ives has a $600 price target on Tesla due to Tesla's abilities to improve their AI technology and the growth we're seeing in China. So that was some great news that came out. That's what helped us to push a bit yesterday, but since then we've been kind of dipping a bit. And besides that, the Jolts job numbers were actually quite decent. Everything was quite decent, but it wasn't really enough to get the market to hold for too long. And the market kind of popped, then came back down, and remains very, very choppy. Today is the last day of September, so seeing a lot of chop is not really a surprise for the broader markets, and that's likely what's going to continue. Finally, we also have the government shutdown news about how right now both parties are just arguing, and we're not really seeing a new bill yet. I really hope that something gets passed as soon as possible to avoid a shutdown. But as of right now, it looks like we're most likely going to get it because it's very late and we're just continuing to see the arguments, at least for now. So if there is a shutdown tomorrow, will that affect the stock market? We'll have to see about that. So be very, very cautious nonetheless in case we do get some kind of impact. For now, Tesla looks kind of weak on the 4 hour and the daily time frame, and we are favoring downside unless we get back above 440 to bounce. If we can't, we're favoring 428 or below. So for now, Tesla has some downside risk. SPY is holding up very, very well on the 4 hour, but we're also very choppy. We've been stuck between 663.5 as resistance and 662 as our main support. If we lose 662, we could be dumping a lot lower, but if we break 663.5, we could be pushing for 665. Overall, SPY is kind of in the middle. It might push a little higher, but like I said before, we're still stuck in between supply and demand, and we're waiting to see what happens with the government shutdown news. Will that affect the market or not? Will there be a government shutdown? Will the government get more funding from a new bill? We'll see how it ends up going. The QQQ is more range bound. We have 599 as the main resistance zone and 596 is our main support zone. We're kind of going back and forth between the levels. We're going to likely continue to do this as time goes on. So we'll see what ends up happening, but I do anticipate a lot of sideways price action for now. Until tomorrow, when we see the start of October, we'll see if anything shifts. For the IWM, we might be losing 238s to be bearish. But if we reclaim 240, we're looking for an attempt for 241. We're in the middle. Might push a bit higher for 241, then we'll see how it goes. ES is also range bound between basically the 6720 areas or resistance and 6690 as our main support. So we're kind of stuck in the middle right now. Also very choppy on ES until we see one of these levels break. It's going to make a big move. We're also making lower highs here, so that's another kind of like weak sign for ES. Otherwise, it's range bound for now. Same thing with NQ. We're completely range bound until we see, tomorrow come. So we're just chopping around for now. If we lose 24,700, we're more bearish. If we break 24,900, we're more bullish. Otherwise, we're in the middle for now. Bitcoin's also chopping around, might be retesting 113,374 for a small push. Overall, it still remains choppy. Nvidia is more bullish. As long as we don't lose 184, we could be looking for new highs, and 188 becomes a possibility. Apple's looking kind of flat right now between 255 and 252.5. Might push for 255, but I do see a lot of chop. Palantir is kind of stuck in the middle. It is trying to hold 179. As long as it holds, we could be bouncing for the low 180s. Could see a small bounce. AMD could be also pushing for 162 if this continues. There is still some life in the chart. Coinbase might be bouncing for 334. Amazon could be retesting 220. We need to reclaim 220 to bounce back up to 222. We're showing some weakness otherwise, so we got to reclaim support. Meta should be retesting 738. Google has 243 as our resistance. Then Microsoft also has resistance to be coming around that 517 plus area. So there is upside potential, at least for now. The VIX is beginning to dip a little bit. If it dips a bit more, that could be indicative of more upside for markets, just a bit more. But I'm not 100% convinced right now the market's just going to keep going and going and going. Well, we do look a little bit more bullish on SPY. But here's the thing: be very, very careful heading into tomorrow because once again, there's all this government shutdown news and all this other stuff coming out that could be affecting things. As far as Tesla goes, we're just kind of range bound right here. We got this rejection for now. But there is downside risk if we can't hold 435. We're kind of stuck at 435 shopping around right now. So keep that in mind. Anyways, that's it for this one. Tesla is showing a little bit of weakness, but it's not doing too terribly. We haven't lost major support yet, so we're still kind of chopping around for now. All right, so have a good day, guys. Thank you for listening, and peace out.